Shares of Agios Pharmaceuticals falling more than 6% today. They're now down 17% in a year, despite a big December ruling from the FDA giving Agios a big breakthrough therapy designation on its Tibsovo treatment, and an analyst community that is overwhelmingly positive on the stock. Meg Tirrell is at the J.P. Morgan Healthcare Conference in San Francisco with the CEO of Agios. Meg.
Brian, thank you so much. And Jackie Fouse, thank you for being with us.
Great to be here. Thanks for having Agios on the program.
So Brian was just talking about the stock being down today, kind of going with the overall trend of biotech being down overall, basically on what people are saying is just not as newsy a start to this conference as many people hoped for. He also talked about an analyst community that loves Agios, and we saw that in the notes coming out today saying this is overblown. What do you make of the investor reaction today?
I think maybe there wasn't a whole lot new in what we were saying. I also think that I've gotten very philosophical about short-term stock price movements. We're in the business of bringing beneficial therapies to patients, and that's what we're going to continue to focus on. We talked a little bit about some of the milestones that we have coming up in 2020 that we're very excited about. And we went a step further and put some stakes in the ground around where we think the company could be in 2025. And many of the more financial type metrics around of some of that guidance was probably largely expected by analysts and investors. We've been getting very positive reactions in our meetings today. As you said, the analyst notes have been positive. So I think investors have a lot to digest today. So hopefully they'll digest our news in a very positive way over time.
Well, part of that forecast for 2025 is doubling the number of drugs that you have on the market. Tell us about some of those opportunities that you're looking at.
So today we have 2 drugs for the treatment of acute myeloid leukemia. We brought those drugs out of our internal discovery science in record time and got them to patients. They've done very well with patients and how they're treating those diseases. So we're looking forward to having 4 drugs by 2025 and across potentially 4 times more diseases than we're in today. So in at least 8 diseases, and these drugs are going to take us into a new era for Agios, which is consistent with our experience in hematology, but we'll be going beyond malignant hematology and into serious blood disorders that are non-malignant diseases like sickle cell disease, thalassemia, and some others. So we're very excited about that, and it speaks to the expertise of our scientists, because these are all internally discovered molecules, and we're very proud about that.
So one of the programs that you have is for a very rare disease called PK deficiency, and one thing that analysts are focused on is just identifying more patients with that disease, and that's part of the business model when you're focused on rare diseases and rare cancers. So how is the progress with trying to identify everybody who has this?
So, and I think this is one of the things that speaks to Agios' creativity, because we're not afraid to tackle these difficult diseases, and we think there are no approved treatments for pyruvate kinase deficiency today, so we're very proud of where we are with the program. We have 2 phase 3 trials that are going to read out by the end of this year, and then we'll move to file for approvals of that therapy for these patients. We've learned a lot about the disease and received a very positive reception from the physicians who treat this disease, as well as patients. They are very happy that somebody cares about the disease and is working hard to develop therapeutic options for it. And what we actually found in one of these 2 phase 3 trials, when we were enrolling, we found more patients than we expected to find in the disease. So we think our patient finding efforts have gone very well, and we're looking forward to bringing those therapeutic options to patients. We're excited about it.
So you are in a sweet spot for what big biotech and big pharma is looking for in terms of adding to their own pipelines. How do you look at the future of Agios as an independent company when companies are looking to do M&A in cancer and rare diseases?
Well, I can't speak for how they're thinking about us, but we continue to do what we do. We want to bring great treatment options to patients and really leverage the expertise that we've built over the years in cellular metabolism and a deep understanding of metabolic pathways. So we're just going to continue to work hard to do that and move things as fast as we can on behalf of patients and hopefully come up with some terrific therapies for them. So.
Well, Jackie Fouse, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you very much.
All right, Brian, I'm going to send it back to you. And everybody, don't forget to tune in tomorrow to more coverage from the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference, where we've got another great lineup. Back over to you guys.
I'm sure you do. Meg Tirrell. It's just, this is like back to back. Look at that lineup that Meg has tomorrow. She does like 40 interviews a day, and they're all great. Meg, we'll look forward to it tomorrow. All right. Biotech, though, trading lower today as the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference kicks off. You know, the IBB is up 9% in a year, but 41 different biotech stocks have done better than that, including 22 which are up more than 25%. Guy, Adami, what's your take on the space in general? If you just bought the IBB, you gave yourself a big chance of really underperforming if you just threw a dart.
Which I can understand people wanting to do, because then you lose the sort of the binary events. But I think you want to be in the space for exactly that, the binary events. And I think, listen, I've done a lot wrong here. I think we've done a lot right in terms of some of these biotech names. Look at Biogen, for example, that huge move off the bottom. Sarepta's a good example. Agios, which we just talked to, I mean, this is a very interesting company. You're talking about a $3 billion market cap company that currently has about $550 million on their balance sheet. Yes, it's sequentially down from last year, but you know what? They're healthy. They've done a couple raises. Obviously, that dilutes the shareholders. But again, you're playing for an event here, and you've already endured a lot of the pain. So I think this name, Meg just spoke to the CEO, I think AGIO is a name you can own right here.